Mazda has completely redesigned its best-selling SUV for 2026, and the changes between the old and new CX-5 are far more significant than most people realize. If you're considering buying one or wondering if the current model is about to become outdated, here are 6 must-know differences that explain exactly what's changing, from size and styling to powertrains and pricing. Number 6. It's bigger. One of the most noticeable changes to the 2026 CX-5 is its size, specifically the wheelbase. The outgoing CX-5 has long been praised for its sharp handling and driving dynamics, but a common complaint has been the cramped rear seat space. Mazda is tackling that issue directly by stretching the wheelbase by 4.5 inches, creating more room between the front and rear axles. This isn't a small tweak. It's a deliberate move to make the cabin more comfortable, especially for passengers in the back. Anyone who's taken a long trip in the current CX-5 knows the discomfort of tight legroom and limited stretching space. With the longer wheelbase, rear passengers will finally have room to relax, transforming long drives from tolerable to genuinely comfortable. A longer wheelbase also improves stability at highway speeds. The CX-5 has always felt composed, but this change should make it even more planted and confidence-inspiring on the open road. Cargo space grows as well, 2 inches in length and 1 inch in height, which may not look like much, but makes a big difference once the packing starts. So the new CX-5 is addressing one of its biggest weaknesses, interior space. But a bigger cabin only goes so far if it doesn't feel modern, and that's where Mazda's next big change comes in. Number 5. More streamlined interior. Step inside the 2026 CX-5 and you'll see a completely new approach. The outgoing model's interior is solid and well-built, but its design now feels dated. Mazda's taking a cleaner, more minimalist route with the new generation, combining simplicity with high-end materials and modern tech. The centerpiece is a massive new touchscreen, 12.9 inches in base models and the optional 15.6-inch unit, Mazda's largest ever. The outgoing model tops out at 10.25 inches, which feels modest compared to what the new model brings, but Mazda is also overhauling its infotainment software with faster performance, sharper graphics, and more intuitive menus. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto will likely be standard, making smartphone integration effortless. The driver's view is getting an upgrade too. The traditional mix of analog gauges and a small screen is being replaced with a fully digital instrument cluster, offering more customization and clearer readouts. Drivers will be able to tailor the display to show what matters most: navigation, efficiency data, or driver assistance info. Importantly, Mazda isn't going all touchscreen. Physical controls for climate and volume remain, ensuring key functions are easy to access without digging through menus. A smart balance of modern tech and usability. Inside, the new CX-5 promises to feel more premium, intuitive, and user-friendly, matching the segment's best offerings, but the transformation continues on the outside. Number 4. New look. Visually, the 2026 CX-5 takes a bold step forward while keeping its familiar Mazda identity. The front end sees the most dramatic redesign, with a larger, more prominent grille and slimmer LED headlights that give the SUV a sharper, more upscale appearance. The new face looks bolder and more confident, signaling Mazda's move upmarket. The side profile has been refined as well. A slightly tapered roofline lends a sportier, coupe-like silhouette, yet interior headroom remains intact. Mazda has also thinned the pillars and expanded the glass area, improving outward visibility, a crucial improvement for everyday driving. Anyone who's wrestled with blind spots on a busy highway will appreciate the added confidence this brings. New wheel designs and finishes, especially on higher trims, enhance the SUV's stance and athletic character, while at the rear, redesigned tail lights stretch more horizontally across the tailgate, making the CX-5 look wider and more grounded. Finally, just like in the old model, the bumper and exhaust outlets are seamlessly integrated, completing the clean, modern aesthetic. Overall, the new CX-5 looks more premium, planted, and contemporary. It's instantly recognizable but significantly evolved, a necessary step in a fiercely competitive compact SUV market. But while it looks and feels more refined, some longtime fans may be disappointed by what's not returning. Number 3. No turbo. Here's the curveball: the turbocharged engine is gone. The current CX-5 offers 2 engines, a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder and a 2.5-liter turbocharged version producing up to 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. The turbo has been the performance choice, giving the CX-5 brisk acceleration and strong highway passing power. For 2026, Mazda is simplifying the lineup. Only the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter remains, producing around 187 horsepower horsepower, which means noticeably slower acceleration. Why drop the turbo? Two main reasons: sales and strategy. Most buyers opted for the base engine anyway. It's cheaper, simpler, and more fuel efficient. And with the hybrid version, we'll get to that next, Mazda expects to offer comparable performance and better mileage without the added cost and complexity of a turbo. For enthusiasts, this will sting. The naturally aspirated engine is smooth and reliable but lacks excitement. However, it's also simpler and more dependable, with fewer moving parts to maintain or repair. For drivers prioritizing longevity and low running costs, this change might actually be welcome. Still, those who love the turbo's punch will need to look to the new hybrid powertrain for similar performance and potentially better efficiency. Number 2, hybrid is coming. This is arguably the biggest news. The CX-5 is finally going hybrid, but unlike the CX-50, it's not borrowing Toyota's system. Mazda is developing its own proprietary hybrid setup specifically for this vehicle. While details are still emerging, it's expected to pair the 2.5-liter engine with an electric motor for a combined output of around or above 200 horsepower. That should put it right in line with hybrid versions of the Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, and Nissan Rogue. The real benefit will be fuel economy. The current CX-5 achieves about 25 miles per gallon city/31 miles per gallon highway. The hybrid is expected to boost those numbers into the mid to high 30s combined, potentially saving drivers hundreds of dollars per year in fuel costs. For commuters or families watching fuel prices climb, that's a major advantage. And because hybrids deliver instant torque from their electric motors, the CX-5 hybrid should feel quicker and more responsive around town than the gas model. This addition also helps Mazda stay competitive in a market that's rapidly embracing electrification. Rivals have offered efficient hybrid SUVs for years, and the CX-5's arrival to the party, especially with Mazda's signature driving dynamics, could attract a new wave of buyers. The hybrid is expected to launch shortly after the standard gas model, so if you're considering a CX-5, it might be worth waiting to see how this new system performs before buying. Number 1, pricing. The 2026 CX-5 is getting more expensive, and across all trims, the increases are notable. The base model is about to start around $30,000 to $31,000, roughly $1,500 higher than the current entry price. Mid-level trims like the Preferred will land around $33,000 to $34,000, up from about $31,500. The top signature trim, which adds premium leather, Bose audio, and advanced safety tech, is about to start near $39,000, which is a $3,000 bump that puts it squarely against entry-level luxury SUVs. When the hybrid variant arrives, it'll likely cost another few thousand, meaning base hybrids could start around $35,000, with fully loaded versions pushing past $40,000. That's a steep climb for a compact SUV, but Mazda is justifying it with more features, space, tech, and efficiency. Buyers will need to decide if those upgrades are worth the extra cost, or if a discounted outgoing model makes more sense. For value-focused shoppers, the price hikes sting. But viewed another way, the CX-5's enhancements, larger proportions, elevated interior quality, hybrid availability, and upscale design could make it a legitimate alternative to luxury brands without the luxury badge markup. The 2026 Mazda CX-5 is shaping up to be the most significant evolution of this SUV since it debuted. Mazda is addressing nearly every major critique of the outgoing model: rear seat space, tech, and fuel economy, while pushing its design and refinement to new heights. Whether the new CX-5 is worth the premium depends on what you value most. If you prioritize cutting-edge tech, comfort, and fuel efficiency, the 2026 model is a major step forward. But if you prefer the affordability and turbocharged power of the outgoing generation, now might be the time to grab one before they're gone. Either way, one thing's clear: Mazda isn't just updating the CX-5, it's redefining it for the future of the compact SUV market. The compact SUV market is more competitive than ever, especially now that the 2026 Toyota RAV4 is here, completely redesigned. If you're considering the world's best-selling SUV, you'll be amazed by the improvements the new generation makes. The RAV4 is no longer just a rational choice, but an SUV that impresses with an upscale interior, available performance version, and perfected hybrid powertrain.